Hi Gemini, how are we today? I'm just doing our weekly readings this week looking at next month. So we will be covering this sort of whole month period. I do want to let everyone know if you do leave a comment on one of my videos, you will go in the draw for a free personal reading. I'll be drawing that when we hit our first 100 subscribers. Thank you all so much for your support so far. It really does mean a lot to me, but hoping to grow the channel a little bit so that we can get those messages out to everybody that does need to hear them. So, once again, thank you for all the likes and support so far, guys. It really does mean a lot to me. Today we will be starting off with this deck here. Oh my goodness, I've forgotten the name of it. That is the Spirit Junkie deck, okay, an oracle deck there. I also have the Art Nouveau Lenormand that we will be doing our main portion with, and I do have those Angel Answers oracle for, just when we draw a few cards in regard to love. But starting with those Spirit Junkie cards, we'll get a bit of an overview for the month of July for you, Gemini. Gemini, July 2023, please. What's going on for Gemini, July 2023? Okay, I cherish every cell in my body, Gemini. So looking this month at, cherishing what you do have, showing that gratitude for the things that you do have, and also that focus on the physical as well. So, it does say cherish every cell in my body. So really appreciating, where we are at with our physical realm, whether that be your physical body or just what's going on for you in the physical world there. But we'll see what's going on with that. The more that we do show gratitude for where we are, the more able we are able to sort of see where we want to go with those things as well. Okay, what's going on for Gemini in July, please? I'm going to sort of lay it out in like a start of the month, mid-month, end of the month reading here today. So I'll be drawing 6 cards all together. What's going on for Gemini in July, please? Okay, so for the start of July, we do have the sun and the woman. Okay, so the sun really is, happiness. So heading into a month of happiness for you there, Gemini. That's a beautiful card to receive as the first energy for the month of July. We also have the woman there as well. So with those 2 cards, we do find that there may be some things revealed to you, things coming to light about your own sense of femininity. So whether you are a masculine or a feminine, it doesn't really matter. We are just looking at that, the feminine side of you, the nurturing side of you, bringing things to light. Like I said, with that cherishing every cell in your body, that's a real nurturing kind of energy and nurturing yourself. So really wanting to, start the month off strong and make sure we are nurturing our body as well as our emotional side. The feminine does talk quite a lot about emotions as well. So, and having that sort of that connection with our emotions. So, there may be some things coming to light for you at the start of July in regard to your emotions and the way that you do truly feel about things. Okay, so allow those things to be revealed to you, Gemini, so that you can sort of move forward into happiness. Happiness is sometimes a really hard thing. When we are used to things other than happiness, it can be really hard to nurture the happiness within our lives. So really looking at accepting the happy moments in life this month, Gemini. All right, and then as we move deeper into the month, we do have the masculine coming through with the dog energy. Okay, so we are seeing a lot of balance, with that masculine and feminine are both coming through for you today. But I do feel as though this masculine is somebody outside of you, who is offering a lot of loyalty and support to you at this time. The dog is a card of friendship. So once again, not really mattering about the masculine, feminine. We are just looking at the more masculine elements coming through from this person. So this is definitely somebody around you this month, Gemini. So, in the middle of the month, we are sort of finding that this person is going to be, quite prominent in your life and quite important to you, because they are going to be supporting you and quite loyal to you, offering that olive branch of friendship, and you can rely on this person. Okay, so with the masculine, we do see that a lot of the time they are, the non-emotional person. They might be quite shy and reserved. There may be somebody in a position of power when it comes to how you interact with this person in your life. They sometimes it can talk about like a boss type figure, those types of things, but someone who's got their own sense of power and strength that does emanate from them. They are quite controlling of themselves with the way that they come across. So them being quite loyal to you and offering you a lot of friendship, it's kind of sharing in that power. They will be able to, help you find your own power, that kind of a vibe. So especially with that happiness there, I do feel as though this person is a really positive influence, toward the middle of the month. You may be having some emotions, coming to the surface with that feminine card there, and really just relying on that person that sort of balances you out and sort of brings you back to reality. I feel, the feminine is that emotional heart space, whereas the masculine is that more logical, reality space. So it kind of does feel like, they can help you come back to reality, bring you back down to earth a little bit when you do sort of get swept away with emotion, that kind of a thing. And then we do have, toward the end of the month, we do have the mouse and the moon card there. So the moon card is quite similar to that feminine energy, all right? So we do see that throughout the month, this emotional component is going to be quite heavy for you, Gemini, but really making sure we're relying on that person, whoever that person is, that balances you out, is a strong friendship role in your life, a strong supportive role in your life. They really are going to help balance you out this month with any emotions that are cropping up. Now, with the mouse, we do have that sense that, there are some things emotionally that are sort of nibbling away at the back of your mind. We may be dealing with a loss in the past that, it's still sort of in your mind quite heavy, and in your emotions quite heavy as well. With that moon card, it is a lovely card. It does talk about beauty and luck. It also has this wonderful component of, following your intuition and allowing your intuition to sort of guide you. So really following your heart. But, I feel like making sure you are taking the time to, talk things over with this person who is, your support network, because they will actually really be able to balance out logic with your emotional space. So they'll help you sort of follow that in the most appropriate way for you and your life. All right, so we are seeing, though, emotions probably quite heavy for you this month, Gemini. I will grab, just some general, on top of all that, just sort of an important message for our Geminis for the month of July. Important messages for Gemini for the month of July, please. Yeah, so we do have the child firstly coming through. So that really does talk about, keeping yourself quite innocent, like that sense of innocence, looking at the world through a child's eyes, and looking at, the beauty in the world, the the amazement, the wonderment at the world, and really sort of cherishing those things. Once again, back to that oracle that we did see there, that I cherish every cell in my body. So, really just looking at everything with that really positive spin. We do have that sun up there. So really, taking that happiness and really using that to help focus you this month as well. All right. And it really does, it is going to be strong messages here through your self-growth as well with the tree. We do find that the tree is, all about that self-care, that self-growth within you, and really, cherishing those things, staying quite innocent and aware of the ways that you have grown already, and where you want to grow in the future. Okay, so really a bit of a focus on you yourself, Gemini, this month, and really wanting to sort of cherish all the growth that you have done so far, as well as where you want to sort of branch out to next with your self growth. But yeah, a lot of self care. There are also maybe some sort of knowledge that you are sort of looking at traveling towards this month. Next, we do have the ship card coming through. So that always does sort of talk about travel and starting new journeys. So there may be a particular new journey that you are sort of starting either within your self growth aspects, or it could just be talking about, knowledge or education. Sometimes, we do have that symbol of, the tree of knowledge. So I do feel that for a lot of you, this is more knowledge, traveling towards further knowledge, starting a new journey where you can learn more. So if it is with self-growth, it's sort of inspiring you to really learn what it is that you need to, that you feel that you need to grow with. Okay, so really doing your research and looking into, how can I actually expand my knowledge when it comes to this particular thing within myself. All right, so like I said, with that ship, definitely seeing new journeys starting for you. I do feel for a lot of you, this is just sort of like a metaphysical journey just within yourself. But, we definitely could be seeing some sort of important travel coming up for you. I do want to say that for some of you, what we're actually looking at here is, we are, for some of you, not all of you, Gemini, there is actually this component coming through of, traveling to a certain destination, for, because sometimes with the tree, it can also talk about the family tree. So like your ancestry type stuff. So for one or two of you out there, we may be sort of traveling to, our roots, where we grew up, or where our ancestors came from, those kinds of things. I'm just getting that message from, for like a couple of you, that there's something about, like going to a sacred site for, that was sacred to your ancestors or something like that. That's obviously not going to be relevant for everybody, but if this is you and you've been thinking about, traveling to a certain destination, that is related to somewhere in your family tree, somewhere in your ancestry, definitely start that journey now, looking into that ancestry. Like I said, with the knowledge component, it may be a time to learn more about where you really come from. I'm feeling that for a lot of the people that I'm talking to, this is like a more indigenous kind of vibe. Okay, so I'm here in Australia, so we have our indigenous Aboriginals, and a lot of the time, there are definitely sacred sites that we would travel to, in order to explore our family history. I know for me and my family, there's certain places that definitely mean a lot, for our tribe and those kinds of things as well. So it's definitely sort of, I'm just getting that reference that, for a lot of you, this is Indigenous related. So it doesn't really matter what, we are talking about ancestry wise, because I know that there's so many different, components that could be for a lot of different people. But I was just kind of using that as an example because that's what it was showing me was some of the sacred sites to me and my family. And so that's how it was sort of relating to traveling to that spot. Okay. So I actually don't have any Gemini placements, and I'm actually going to be traveling, up to visit family shortly. So quite interesting that that's coming through. I might have to double check all my placements, but definitely for a few of you there is some, ancestry connection that you are needing to learn a little bit more about, and possibly even travel, being involved in that. Okay. All right, so Gemini and love for the month of July. Important message for Gemini with love and romance for July 2023, please. Now, sometimes I do find answers to specific questions coming out in these cards as well. So if there is a specific question in mind, we may see an answer to that when it comes to love. So if there is something that you do want to know specifically, ask that now so that we can, pick up on that energy as well. Gemini, love for July 2023, love and romance for our Geminis. Okay, so I'm not really getting a specific question so far. What we do have there is the situation will improve. Okay, so that's just sort of telling us that, just your love life in general, we are looking towards, I feel as though that's heading into the end of the month for July for a majority of you Geminis, that whatever your love situation is currently, we will be seeing some improvements in that toward the end of July, all right? There's something better. Okay, so for a lot of you, you're actually leaving something behind with that mouse in your energy there. That does talk about past connections quite a lot. So, there's something better. So if you are holding on to something from the past, maybe revealing to yourself the emotions related to that, and trying to let go of that past energy, because there is something better for you out there and your situation will improve. It's just a matter of you doing the work, I feel, Gemini, and looking, within yourself. And then we do have look for a sign. Okay, so definitely keep your eyes and ears and heart and third eye open, Gemini, because there will be something better coming along for you, and there will be signs showing you which way to go. So really follow your intuition this month, follow your heart this month as well. With that look for a sign card, a lot of the time that does show through in, sign, like the signs and synchronicities. So, certain numbers repeating, all those sorts of things. So if there is something that is sort of standing out to you next month, take notice of that, okay? A lot of the time too, it can be animals as well. So if you do see a certain animal repeatedly, or just in odd kind of ways, that it flags into your brain that, hang on, that's out of normal kind of situation, really pay attention to those things occurring in July for you, Gemini, because it will help guide you in the right direction. Okay. Now, well, that's what I have for you for July, Gemini. So I hope that resonates for you guys and helps clear things up a little bit for you. But, leave me a comment and let me know if that resonated for you. As always, feel more than welcome to check your other placements. But hopefully I'll see you all again soon.